Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to another Supreme Commander Epic, the first of 2019. It is time to see what the SOTCOM engine can handle. Hordes of galactic colossus, or colossi. Colossus is the plural of colossus, I think. Steaming across the desert, attacking all sorts of other little robots. Yeah, exciting stuff. First of all, guys, before we check out today's action, which is going to be an eclectic mix of actually no, it's not, it's mostly pros, but there's a Joe in there somewhere. That's right, one Joe and the rest pros. Before we get on to all that, those of you who like the Facebook page may have already seen that there's a poll up today. If you don't, I really need your help, guys, because I want a bit of feedback. I've come up with this idea. Patreon's looking a little bit thin right now, and I really, as we've been through so many times before, need that to carry on going. So I feel like I'm not doing enough to give back. I mean, like everybody else on all of these channels have lots of exciting ideas to give back to their donations. I really don't. I'm pretty bad and uninventive on that kind of thing. So I thought, you know, what can I do to make this more interesting for people? Well, I thought would potentially an equal opportunity raffle played monthly amongst the Patreon donors, in which the winner gets the chance to humiliate me in a 1v1 and have that debacle casted as a let's play. Would that make you more likely to donate to the campaign? And I really want to hear from people who, I mean, obviously I want everybody's opinion, but I really want to hear from people who maybe have thought about donating but haven't actually done so as yet. And to be clear, this would not be if you donate $50 a month you get 50 entries. No, just a donor would get an entry, and then if they win they would get obviously asked if they want to do it, because I'm assuming some people, I know I've got some people don't even play the game, which is fine, which technically I don't either. One of the comments in the section was you got to play your best, Guile. It's like, no worries there, I've actually got to learn how to play. I was looking through the FAF replay history, and if the online vault, because I'm on a new computer now, obviously, if the online vault has it right, I don't think I've played a game of competitive SOTCOM for a year. That's how far we're going. I'm literally a caster. That's literally it. So it would be most likely a humiliation, which would be fun for everybody except me, but I'm not really important in this equation. So anyway, head on over to the Facebook page, guys, and give me your thoughts. It's going to be up there for about 6-7 days, best part of a week. Do let me know, because I want your feedback. It may well be something we enact, depending on it, you know, how popular it is. It seems like it's going in that direction so far. But anyway, let's get on with today's game. As we said, it's going to be a Supreme Commander Epic. It is going to be a custom 5v5, and that action is taking place on Hilly Plateau. I just realized in a little scrolling thing at the bottom there I didn't put custom 5v5, but anyway, you know it now. Let's get on with today's game and go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. A cha-ching, ka-ching. We know what we're dealing with here. We'll call this team 1 up here at the top and this team 2 down here at the bottom. Going first for team 1 in Pontiff White, right at the back, it's Deadbeat Dad going UEF, opening first and second land, I think. Well, I don't know what was going there. He put one down and went, nah, maybe not there, so he moved it over. We'll see if he goes second land, probably second air most likely. Next up, next to him, it's Chirin Chiramba. He's going Aeon in Mellow Yellow. Excuse me, and he's opened first land. And last on the back row for team 1, it's Censor, this time a Seraphim in Vivacious Violet going first land. Onto the front row for team 2 in Spetsnaz Green, we've got Jagged Appliance, he's going Aeon, opening first land. And last but not least for team 1, it's Blast Chilled, another Aeon in Ferrari Red, this time going first land. So it looks like 3 Aeon, a Seraphim, and a UEF there for team 1. Let's take a look at team 2. Already on the move, it's our first Cybrin of today. Bless him, opening first land in Cyanide Scion, or Cyan, sorry, not Scion, Cyan. After him, it's Blackheart. Now, this might be the first game we've had with Blackheart on Guilecast for a very long time. As you can see in the ratings there, he's dropped off somewhat from the 2400, I think he was at one point. But I think he's exclusively pretty much a team player now. Anyway, here he is, Seraphim, opening first land in Electric Blue, going second air. Team member number 3 in, what did we say? This was Dijon Yellow. It's Grunty Noob, going Seraphim, opening first land. On towards the middle now, Isekai Chan going Aeon in burgundy red. He opened first land. And last but not least, also on his way to the center, it's Your Funeral, and he's going Cybrin as well, bless him, in breast cancer awareness pink, and he opened first land. So we've got 2 Cybrin, 2 Seraphim, and an Aeon. I think that's right. Yeah, that looks like right to me. So that's what we're looking at for Team 2. Game quality at 92%. That's what we call just about relatively a balanced game. We like 93, 94 just to be bang on there, but it's pretty good. Seems like it should be a close one. As we said, we have got one Joe in the midst today. That's Grunty Noob, but he's only barely Joe status. He's pretty much there at 1400. Next up there is Sensor at 1500, and then of course we've got some 2000s in there with Chirinchiramba, Jagged Appliance, Blackheart, and a 2200 and Isekai Chan. Can someone put in the comment section, is that somebody else? He's been around for a while, but is that a renaming of an old pro? I cannot remember, for life of me remember. Answers on a postcard or in the comment section below if you know what I'm talking about. Always helpful. First shots fired. Jagged Appliance steaming in, bearing down on Isekai Chan with his comm. Isekai Chan's so unbothered, it's unreal. He's just hoovering up all of the mass, doesn't want to get involved in any of that con business. Blast Chill coming in towards It's Your Funeral, and way over here, just bypassing the whole lot of them, getting on this side of things up towards Team 1's territory, and hoovering up some of that mass. Deadbeat Dad coming down from the north, up there at the top, and over towards the east there. Sensor moving over towards Team 2's position as well. A little bit of a drop en route. That's a fully laden chariot there for Chirinchiramba. Where is he going? Right down to the bottom corner. Looks like we're getting some kind of proxy base set up down there. Back to the center. Isekai Chan's been taking a little bit of fire. He's down to 8,400 HP. Jagged Appliance looking a little bit better. He's on 9,700. Both starting equivalent, of course, because they are both Aeon commanders. Jagged Appliance going straight the distance build on the mass fab there. Don't know whether he's going to get to keep it as Isekai Chan rolls past with his comm. In comes another drop here from... It's interesting. So it was dropped up at the front for Blackheart, dropped off a couple of units of build capacity, and then moved over with it towards the center of the map. He seems to be moving right the way up here, so he wants to seemingly either go on a reclaim mission or erect a presence towards the center of the map. Of course, much more likely to be focusing heavily on the air game with his starting position right at the back of the field. Jagged Appliance continuing to push forward. Both he and Isekai Chan now both into the yellow on their comms. Supported now, Jagged, by Sensor coming in from the east, hoovering up some of Team 2's NGs that are in the field of fire. Isekai Chan doesn't like the look of that. He's going to carry on backing up. It's down to 7,100 HP, 7,500 for Jagged Appliance. One or two units getting snagged up the top for catching out Deadbeat Dad. Couple of roaming engineers, or an engineer and a scout. T1 interceptors battle above the skies in the middle of the map. Blackheart versus Chirinchiramba. Blackheart currently holding the numerical advantage in this portion of the map, but the exchange looked pretty even. Sensor eventually finds his way around that cliff to kill off that lone NG. T1 bomber for Grunty Noob, harassing engineers and emplacements towards the center, going after that mass extractor. No interceptors inbound. There is one. Chirinchiramba is sparing only one to deal with that. That's all he needs. More kills for that man. Blackheart dropping out towards the far east again. So those engineers offloaded right in that bottom right corner. They threw down a radar, but then trundled back towards the middle of the map. Didn't like the look of the lay of the land, I guess. Decided against setting up shop there. Those two NGs were about to build a PD over here. Saw the incoming trouble. instead started it just a little bit closer. Maybe they are going to try and cordon off that corner. Grunty Noob's taking a bit of a battery. He's down to 7,000 HP. Encroaching Auroras belonging to Jagged Appliance. Just a stone's throw away, or rather a Zui shell away, should I say. Isekai Chan completes a gun upgrade on his comm. He's looking a little bit healthier than the last time we saw him. Back up into the green, 8,500 hit points there. Considerable upgrade to his firepower. Aurora's not microing for Jagged. Back right off. Isekai Chan breaking back out of his territory, going after Jagged's Auroras, which are depleting thick and fast. And upgrading for Jagged on the way as well. He's going for range. You'll see lots of Aeon sniper comms, I have a feeling, in this one. Sensor finding himself in a bit of a pickle, going up against Grunty Noob. That's an upgraded commander. Sensor as yet unupgraded. And lots of support coming in from Isekai Chan as well from the middle. Answers on a postcard or in the comment section, incidentally, if I'm pronouncing Isekai Chan wrong. High probability of such a thing. Really torn between his positioning towards the center and wanting to help assist Grunty down the bottom. Grunty is Grunty Noob, yeah. Sensor around about 50% and falling. Needs to be a little bit careful. Actually a little overexcited after Jagged's early pressure, but he's dropped right back, remember. Got the sensor upgrade on the commander. If you look at that field of view it grants him, absolutely enormous. Avoid any unpleasant situations. Sneaking up on the comm. Going for shield as well. Yuno making good progress on the ground. Can he hold these tanks at bay while he gets Cerberus up? A couple of pillars in there. Deadbeat Dad at Tech 2, and also bringing some more units down from the very north as well. Pillars and blazes, so rocking some T2 Aeon tech in there. I'll do my very best, guys, not to cough and splutter all the way through this one, but it is that time of year. Shield taking quite a long time to complete, 45%. And just to see who's had the better run of things so far, Team 2 about 3k ahead, 2 or 3k ahead in mass totals. That's reclaim and generated eco. Generated eco, Team 2 with an advantage of about 9 or 10 mass per tick as well. Going after Sensor, who's taking damage from the skies. A T1 bomber could take him out. He's down to 99 hit points. Grunty Noob's after him with his comm. He's got Zui's pursuing him as well. 170 hit points. He is on the run for his life. In comes another T1 bomber. This could be it. Sensor turns around. 25 hit points, and that U-turn took him straight into the oncoming traffic of Grunty Noob's comm. That is Zooey's goodbye. First ejection, and it's Team 1 going down a player. And that is after 11.5 minutes, just over. So all that strong work. He looked like he was overextending quite early on. It's always on the cards. Jagged Appliance now with that chunky looking commander. Now setting up shop in the middle for the long hauls. Got some T2 engineers up there working on emplacements. Blast chilled. A couple of Oblivion turrets there, but Isekai-chan, he's also got a pretty chunky looking comm. He's got a Asylum there as well for extra beef. Couldn't quite take down that Oblivion turret because of the repping going on from Blast Chilled's comm. Isekai-chan now on the run, and his shield has just been annihilated by the combination of those blazes and those turrets. He backs off. Jagged Appliance sensing potential kill there. Move forward with his comm as well. So despite losing a player, Team 1 looked pretty comfortable for the time being right in the middle. Juno, however, is proving slightly more taxing on this side of the map. Combinations of Cerberus turrets, Rhinos and auto guns, trying to keep those pillars and strikers at bay. Have a look at our air players, see what's going on. Chirinchiramba versus Blackheart. So we've got some swift winds in the sky, 2 of them. Got an ASF, about 7 interceptors with fuel, 8 without. Let's take a look at what Blackheart's sporting these days. Well, he's up to 5 ASF, so doing a little bit better, ever so slightly. Nothing to write home about. Once again, Yuno manages to hold his position. He's rolled forward a bit with his comm and has completed a TAC missile launcher as well. And Deadbeat Dad's actually dropping back in the face of it. Doesn't like what he's looking at there. Got a sealed off canyon section there. And lots of T2 units pushing this spam back towards the top of the map. So Juno looking very strong in that corner. Nothing challenging Grunty Noob down here. One rogue bomber looking for targets of opportunity, and there might be one. Picks off an engineer. Also going to manage to score a kill on a factory and a couple of engies down here as well. Jagged cautiously expanding. Blast Chill took the mexes right in the middle, had an engineer trying to wall that whole section off. Isekai-chan says, no, thank you. None of that, sir. Now we're up to T3 stages. 5 loyalists in the middle there for It's Your Funeral. The 15-minute mark. And Juno continues to apply pressure up at the northern part of the map. That TAC missile launcher already with 3 kills to its name. What's it been going after, can we see? I wonder if that's responsible for that wrecked mass extractor. Spy plane for Blackheart, leaving Team 1's territory with a whole swathe of ASFs in its wake. Will it drag them into hostile territory, allowing them to be picked off? Well, one of them certainly. The rest of them make it out alive. Interesting what's going on up here with Deadbeat Dad. It's all about UEF fortifications blocking off these routes between the canyons, stalling the progress of Team 2, seeming a little bit unassailable at the moment. Hello, what do we got here? Drop on the cards from Izekai-chan. It's like four T2 units, 3 of which are ground to ground. A little bit of flak there, an ascendant for coverage, and it's one of my favorite units of all. The Obsidians, not Oblivions, they're the turrets. Going after the T3 core mass of Deadbeat Dad. Deadbeat Dad on 74 mass protect does not want to lose one of those. It's rolling in with a Harbinger, but if they stay on target, it's not going to save that. Down that goes, brings him down, drops him by a good third of his mass output, down to around 50. Definitely paying for itself there. Deadbeat Dad now facing more pressure on the ground. A huge run by those loyalists we saw earlier from It's Your Funeral. Might struggle up against those harbs. Engineers get eviscerated in the crossfire. 2 Harbingers versus 2 Loyalists. Another Harbinger joins the frame. We've got these emplacements down here as well. So that will be the end of that attack. No great damage dealt there. Blast Chill has a pretty chunky looking firebase up in the center there, but he's dropped back with his comm, recognizing the danger after that run by. And of course Juno expanding right up here. You actually look at the territory under Team 1's control now. We're talking about, well, it's about 30%, 33% of the map. All the rest, Team 2's hands. 18 minutes gone. Team 1 with some work to do, it would seem. Deadbeat Dad with his commander, engineering suite T2 on board, no gun upgrade or anything like that. He's going to have to face down these tanks up here. He's got a lot of support from these pillars though, but wants to hold on to as many of them as possible. Lovely overcharge there, taking a couple of units out. Could potentially force Juno out of here as well. Definitely what I think he should be doing. And would you look at that? Last time we checked back in the middle, we had that solid looking fire base belonging to Blast Chill right there. Well, that has just been peppered by trebuchet fire. 4 of them down here, a couple of bricks as well. And there's nothing left of it. Smoldering wrecks. Now what's Jagged Appliance going to do in response? He does have some ranged capabilities. He's got a couple of sniper bots in here underneath shield coverage. There are sniper bots here as well from Izekai-chan, and they're covered. Surely Jagged's going to have to withdraw. It's out of sniper bots now. That shield won't hold up for much longer. It's just completed a T2 radar. Blackheart looks like he might still have a slight edge in air numbers. There goes the shield collapsing. Onwards roll the bricks. T3 upgrade complete there, almost for Uno. Blast chilled. Not counter-attacking, but certainly trying to persuade It's Your Funeral and Isekai-chan to back up slightly, take the pressure off his teammate. T3 on the way for Blast Chilled as well. Siege tanks being airlifted up towards Grunty Noob's forward position. I think, unless they're coming right in. No, coming right up to the front line over in the east here. Starting a new forward position right at the eastern edges of the map. Jagged Appliance hasn't let up with his comm. Still near the center. Ever-increasing number of bricks belonging to It's Your Funeral now. Uno under sustained attack over here from Blast Chilled. Now a T3 blob, a mixed T3 blob. We've got Harbingers in here. We've got Serenity. These are unupgraded shields, quick to put up, but paper thin, affording very little protection. Is enough. Blast Chilled withdraws once again. These are all cagey, probing attacks. Blast Chilled not equipped really to devote himself properly to anything right now. Just jostling back and forth, trying to keep Team 2 out of their territory and provide them with some breathing room. And we have a nuke up at the back for Chirin Chiramba. That's been done for a while. It's got a lot of build capacity around it, or it did, right until I mentioned it. It all moved off now, but it's about 66% complete there. Quantum reactor and a portal going up at the top, so we're going to see the emergence of some support commanders. Another one over here as well for Deadbeat Dad. Bombers starting to materialize over here, so we have anti-nuke missile nearly loaded in that forward one, and that will provide a lot of protection, assuming they can keep it alive. So essentially, Chirin Chiramba cannot kill anything past this circle or inside it. Certainly, Grunty over here is vulnerable. Careful as well, get him comm nuked. It's only a T1 transport, so no quick evacing there. Blackheart on the move in the skies. Strap bombers succeeding. The ASFs going straight in. Interesting target selection, going straight in on the T3 Air Factory. In fact, that Strat's still alive. Both of them are, somehow. And Blackheart also merging with air supremacy. Strat not going to get another shot at it, though. That's the T3 HQ, if you're wondering why he was picking that one. He could have gone for the reactors. Blackheart wanting to just shut down that ASF production so he can hold on to the lead that he's got. And there's the nuke, and where's it going? going all the way out here, going after, that is it's a low percentage nuke right there. Not a great feeling in the world when you rush one of those and waste it. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to bag a T3 Mex potentially. Or maybe that won't. No, it won't. Snagged a quantum gateway. No, killed a few engineers that were working on the quantum gateway. Quantum gateway's still alive, albeit slightly damaged. So yeah, not a good nuke, and that was something that Team 1 really needed. They've lost air control. Complete air superiority handed to Team 2 from Team 1. Luckily they were able to hang on to that HQ. Blackheart now really wants to start production on some more strats or gunships or something. Use of that ASF blob. We have our first experimental of the game, and it's a Jagged Appliance. Completes the Colossus at the front of the main base and immediately puts it to work, stomping its way towards the middle. And this finally be the blob that brushes aside Juno's forward position. Juno not in it anymore. He was down here a while ago. We saw him move forward to avoid the nuke, but now he's all the way back here. Forward position, unlikely to survive that. It's a very well shielded blob. T3 and T2. Ranged units up here at the back. We've got shield disruptors. We've got harbingers. And we've got assistance from Deadbeat Dad as well, with a horde of Percivals coming in to counter those bricks that are coming in from the north. Try and protect this. I think we're going to lose all of this territory now. Team 2 going to transition into the hands of Team 1, and it's good for the longevity of the game. They needed a win somewhere. Team 2 with 100k advantage in total mass accrued now. That is huge. But this should readdress the balance somewhat. Look at this. This could be problems. Our Team 2 prepared on the ground. Look great. Those bricks in quickly to engage that Colossus if they can isolate it. Be able to take care of that. Scary looking group of units in the middle for Jagged, harassing Isekai Chan's front line. And we have got, of course, the second Colossus from Isekai Chan as well, going up there to meet that first Colossus from Team 1. So with the exception of that little position up there and a couple of mass storage down there, Juno forced back onto Team 1's side of the map. Jagged Appliance completes another experimental. We have really reached that phase in the game now. 28 minutes, nearly 29 minutes gone. Experimental mass production going to be the order of the day, and that's what we were waiting for. Blackheart to commit massively to some strats. Surprised he didn't ask for a Seraphim NG to start pumping out an experimental bomber. That would have been pretty juicy with the air lead he had just a moment ago. Let's see how Chirin Chiramba's recovered. 71 ASFs there for him on Team 1, compared to the 159 though for Blackheart. If he can get a good engage, that should be air supremacy retained once again. About that good engage though. Anyone can do it, Blackheart can. Chirin Chiramba nearly there on another nuke. Jagged with those two Colossus in unison now, stomping around in the middle of the map. This is effectively no man's land. Untenable for anybody to start setting up base right in the middle. It really is one of those maps, if you don't kill off your opponents early on, you're in it for the long haul. So hard to set up shop and hold the middle. You look at the pace of construction of that GC joint build going on there between Blast Chilled and Jagged. Another Colossus complete. Notify system just a little bit behind the times there. And just when you thought it wasn't going to be mentioned, what was that? Has someone been killed? No, it was a support commander up here at the top, presumably belonging to Juno. Going pop. Strats for Blackheart unleashed against the Percival blob to devastating effect. 3 of them remain. There's nothing Chirinchiramba can do about it. Even if he was to engage, he would just be handing the battle to Blackheart. Jagged Appliance in full offensive mode down here against Grunty Noob. Gonna get some air support as well. But look out, Isekai Chan completes the experimental bomber, goes after Blast Chilled's blob right in the center. The shield, very heavy shielding indeed, protects most of that blob. And then he's quick to withdraw it, and he also drops off a load of strats as well, going after the Galactic Colossus. Chirinchiramba tries to opportunistically pick off some of those strats, doesn't really manage it. Meanwhile, the experimental bomber once again going after Jagged Appliance this time. That will connect and kill an awful lot of units. 40 kills now for that experimental bomber, so the threat there effectively neutralized with the exception of that Colossus. Jagged Appliance's attack muted before it begun. This is what I'm talking about. I love this combination play now between the experimental bomber of one player and the protection of Blackheart and his ASFs on another. That's a lot of dead NGs, couple of dead factories, 85 kills and climbing for the arse washer. And why not? Take out the Perseus as well. Isekai-chan says, no, I hate your face. Deadbeat Dad says nothing because all his units are dead. Isekai-chan circling now, looking for his next target. Deadbeat Dad's forces up here under shield coverage once again. Shields protect a lot of them, but about 5 or 6 Perseus died in that. Chirinchiramba locking on. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to hand an easy victory to Blackheart, which he does. Didn't commit everything. Committed just a fraction. Wanted to just nip a few HP off that Awasar. Still on about 4/5 of its total health. Going after the flayers over here now. Takes care of those. Chirinchiramba in once again. In comes Blackheart. Can he shoot down the experimental bomber? I don't think he can. He's going to lose a lot of planes in the process as well. Well, it's into the red. That's not going to be much use for a while. I want to think about recycling it. He's nearly got another one over here. 60% done. Best bet probably to crash that and hoover up the mass. To though. Keep actually, he's landing it, so maybe he is. We want to control Cade in the sky, and there it goes. So Isekai-chan going to reclaim that and put that towards a fresh one. Blackheart this time leads with his strats, going after the kill on Jagged Appliance. No, it was dropping short earlier on the units in front. He's just lost a buttload of his strap bombers. That was a dubious decision. He's killed off the shield gen around Jagged Appliance, but he's got the personal shield there as well, so it's chunky as hell. He's lost about 10k of the 25k on the shield. Still got all of his hit points on the actual comp itself. There's the next experimental bomber going after the new Myrmidons, placed in the middle there from Blast Chilled, clearing out that anti-air firepower, keeping all of that mobile air death going. Disruptor on the way there for Uno, so T3 artillery on the way, and we've got some T3 on the way for Chirinchiramba as well, so moving into that standoff phase. Grunty Noob with an Ithota down here, testing the front line of Jagged Appliance, who's no longer strutting his stuff with the GCs up front. He's dropped right back, as is Blast Chilled, staying out of the range of those arse washers. Losses in the background. Stomping on towards an engage. No. Another experimental bomber out. Those T3 mobile anti-air get wiped. Kills on that new Awasar. But as nice as it is at containing, we're not scoring any critical hits over here on Team 1. Team 2 yet to really make it pay. So they're keeping them operating on about 35-40% of the map, maybe. Rambo preset support commander from Juno. I keep saying Juno, it's Uno. Is there a country in the world that uses Y's as J's in their pronunciation? Just pretend that he's from there, it's fine. Synthers down here for Grunty Noob. So there's quite a lot of strats piling up. Would you look at that? That's been transferred over to Blackheart's control. Interesting confining technique. Not sure that's particularly sensible. Hello! So yeah, Team 1's artillery's online. Blackheart feeling the full force of it, losing T3 power plant and nearly losing T3 mexes as well. Gets to work on some more shield coverage. His base looks very vulnerable. It has to be said. Did Uno complete the disruptor? No, not yet. Blackheart, what? Picked off! Oh my god! Chirinchiramba picks off Blackheart, and that's why you don't wall your commanders in a great big heart-shaped wall section. Isekai-chan totally blaming you, being as they're your wall sections. And that's the air advantage gone. That is the air advantage completely gone. In comes Chirinchiramba now. Shoots down one Awasar, gets to work on the second. Deadbeat Dad comes to join him with what aircraft he's got. That's two experimentals just picked off. And now we're in a position where Team 2 feels like they have to make some kind of play. We've got a huge brick wall over here from It's Your Funeral. Absolutely enormous. Engage between Blast Chilled and Isekai Chan's Colossus over here, but there's so many asylums here protecting Blast Chilled. That couldn't have gone worse. Losing Blackheart. Team 2 paying for their apathetic game style. Now forced into some aggressive play. Down goes the Colossus for Blast Chilled. Isekai Chan still has one down here. It's on about a third of its health. And the bricks from It's Your Funeral just laying in to Blast Chilled's ground forces. Lots of shield coverage, but not a lot of ground to ground to help combat that dirty looking wall of pink. Look at it. That is nasty. Couple of Colossus from Jagged engaging from the side. Isekai Chan gets involved and then says, nope, don't like that. It's Your Funeral probably wants to move up though with his bricks. He's taking unnecessary casualties. Hello, where is that going? So that's another one out from Chirin Chiramba. Coming in towards the center. Bricks disengaged, Jagged disengaged. That's going to kill nothing except maybe a Harbinger and an Asylum. Maybe not even that. Yeah, it did pick off that Harbour, the Asylum. That was it. So that's a second botched nuke there from Chirin Chiramba. Took a long time to fire that. And he's got another one in the clip ready to go. And it's about 3/4 done on the one after that as well. So is it the Disruptor that's firing back from Yuno? Yes, it is. Yuno with artillery complete, which is going after Chirin Chiramba's Emissary. How are we responding over here? Well, we have got an Emissary on the way as well from Isekai Chan. Team 2 still a couple of 100,000 ahead in totals, but after losing Blackheart, that is going to be a steep comeback. Yuno under heavy pressure over here. He's got the microwave laser upgrade on the commander there, but he's taking a lot of damage. Probably wants to dip back inside the shield. Doesn't want to bounce off his own forces, that's for sure. We've got Percival's rolling in. He's trying to defend up here. Emissary Shell still causing problems from the sky. And It's Your Funeral picked off up here. Went for the tele-snipe and didn't get it. And Yuno's beaten as well. This has just gone horribly for Team 2. He went for the tele-snipe against Chirin Chiramba. It did take care of the nuke, and in fact, it's taking care, the chain reaction's taking care of an awful lot. And there goes the Emissary as well. So it's muted Chirin Chiramba somewhat. He's not nearly as dangerous as he was. But that is a serious deficit now. Jagged Appliance trying to push down here. Serious deficit. Isekai Chan's got to expand out here quickly and try and seal off this area. All those strap bombers for Grunty Noob are about to get picked off by Chirin Chiramba. He's going to lose a few ASFs as he flies over these very heavily defended bases. Look at that though. Two Jagged Appliances GCs reach the main base of Isekai Chan. They're pretty well defended though. They're going after the GC, and there's a lot of Oblivion turrets. He's not even going to get one of them, so it's a bit of a waste, bit of a mass delivery right there. But I can't believe it. Team 2 utterly botched this game. They had it for the taking. Blast Chilled completes another experimental photo over here, chasing down a couple of support commanders. Badly damaged though. He's about to run into a fresh GC up there. Hello, Azar completed another one on the way. Things are getting serious. Jaramba nearly has a new operational emissary, but Shields struggling to keep up with that fire. Another couple of shells coming in. What damage is it going to cause? How long till the shields blink back on? Well, it doesn't seem like they're targeted very well. Nice little chain reaction there. Takes out a few adjacent buildings, but look at what's going on here. Isekai-chan under pressure. Tsar falls on his head. A couple of strap bombs went in for it as well. He's lost core mass. He's lost a shield around his comm, but otherwise it's largely intact. Rolls forward to the shielding position just to the north. This is looking insurmountable now for Team 2. It's actually a shame control Cade, because they're not actually 100% out of it, and had he stayed in, might have given them a bit more of a chance, but as it stands, it's mostly been Jaramba, which is funny because he's bungled a couple of nukes. But the emissary pick for Blackheart, and then managing to stave off that tele-snipe. Bungles the game a little bit, but it's always nice to see a cyber and tele-sniper get what he deserves. We shan't complain. Justice effectively served. A second Tsar completed. Where's he headed with it? That's the question. Coming around this side of things. And Team 2 completely devoid of aerial protection still. That's what happens when you wall in your commander with heart shapes. It is coming for Isekai-chan. As he got the shielding to defend, he's got quite a few transcenders in there, and remember, Tsars, despite their huge size, are pretty tin foil when it comes to their armor. Grunty Noob rolls in with a few inties, but they do so much damage when they fall out of the sky. Deadbeat Dad rolling over with a few strats again, trying to time it, trying to score a kill, but Isekai-chan emerges even stronger in this one than he did in the last. That's another free mass gift as well. So Team 2 not out of it yet. Trouble is, look at the level of development in here. Such heavily shielded compounds. Can't see it being breached. Can't rely on being able to out-spam with artillery. Team 1 now 1.5k per tick. Compare that to the 891. 1.6k per tick now compared to the 800 and something. That's less than that. That was reclaim related. They're putting out almost a third of the mass output of Team 1. That is utterly unsustainable. Just going to start seeing it reflected in territorial control, I'm sure. Nasty looking blob in the middle for Jagged. Look at that emissary. That's a ballsy looking emissary right there. Just put it in the front. Put it in the front. What's the worst going to happen? We'll put a nuke in the front as well, because why not? What are you going to do? This is the part where we finish you off. Challenge accepted, I wonder. So rather than going for Chirinchiramba's emissary at the back, they've switched up and they're going for the front line threats now. Noob completes an experimental. I'm very dubious about their ability to break through and kill that emissary. Probably stand a better chance of going after that nuke. Off one shield gen there. There's a long way to go. Blast Shield looking for a way in. Marching forward with Harbingers around the western edge of the map. Definitely a way in down here. All of this new infrastructure very vulnerable. Sekai-chan's going to have a hard time defending it. Few bombers coming in from Chirinchiramba. What's their targets? New artillery installation. No, it looks like they were going after the power generator next to it. Didn't manage to get it. Just not enough to penetrate the shield and do damage. That's a lot of Colossus. Sekai-chan telling his teammate to push forward. He's got a lot of T1 spam, lots and lots of fervors. Likes his chances. He thinks this is probably his best bet. Going in now for Colossus. Almost in formation. Going to take some fire coming in from these sniper bots to the right from Jagged Appliance. Strat from Deadbeat Dad. Lots of strats from Deadbeat Dad. That inflicts a massive amount of damage on those two clumped Colossus in the center. Colossus is going to pick off a couple of Blast Shield support commanders on the way in. Grunty Noob goes after the strats from Deadbeat Dad. And Deadbeat Dad's strats are going to save the day and stall this attack, I think. There goes one of the Colossus, another one in the center, really badly damaged. We do have 3 Hithotas down here as well, though. The Hithotas primarily engaging Jagged Appliance forces. The Colossus seems going on a rampage, heading in the direction of Jagged Appliance Com, which is stationed just over here under shield coverage. We have one nuke ready in the nuke silo. Probably wants to launch that. It might not be there for much longer. Jagged Appliance on the move now with his commander as the Colossuses come steaming in, backed up by the Hithotas down here. The GC's looking pretty peaky now, except for this one down here. Jagged Appliance does have one of his own that's coming into a counter. Can he catch up with the com? I don't think he can. Doesn't want to stop. There goes the silo. Didn't launch the nuke. What a waste. Jagged Appliance still on the run. One GC out in front taking humongous amounts of damage. It's not going to make it as soon as Deadbeat Dad brings those strats to bear on that lead Colossus. It drops down. Jagged Appliance doesn't even take a hit. Looking comfortable, says, what were you even worried about, bro? Do you even lift? Says, my Colossus's arms don't bend that way. Massively deflating. It looked like that could have been on course to deal some real damage. And you know what? Had Blackheart been in the game, had he been able to prevent those strats from having an absolute feast on those Colossus, then maybe, just maybe, we might have lost Jagged or blast chilled in that, or certainly their bases, but alas, it wasn't to be. An attempt to change the tide of this game stalls and stalls badly. New emissary under construction, it's about 60% done. That will bring Chirinchiramba's total up to 3. Deadbeat Dad massing over here with strats. 51, nearly 52 minutes gone. Chirinchiramba and Deadbeat Dad gearing up for a new attack. Deadbeat Dad says, let me get to 50 strats first. Gonna do it in style. Nothing like the feeling of being in this situation when you're on Team 1. Sitting back, pretty comfortable in the driving seat. Just fended off a massive attack like that. That does sting, no matter how well you're doing, there's no question. Last Shield wants to work on his shield coverage. Well, that was another commander going pop, but it wasn't. It was a support commander going somewhere. We have got a nuke ready for Grunty Noob. Shield just dropped around it, though. He wants to get that out of the silo before it goes pop. Dad on the move with those strats. Where's he going? He's going in with a couple from Chirinchiramba. There's Chirinchiramba's cob. Is that it down there? I think so. Looks like it's a snipe attempt. It's going after the emissary and it's going to get it. It's going to get a lot of chain reaction goodness as well. He loses all of his strats, so that is the trade-off. Chirinchiramba's going to lose a lot of ASFs in that as well. That's definitely unnecessary. Red units, burgundy red units on the move, but they're all T1 fervors moving up that side of the map, dishing out what damage they can, just trying to tie up Team 1 just a little bit, try and let them back in this. Very tall order though.
Strategic launch detected.
It's another nuke, and that's out from Grunty Noob. Does manage to unleash it. Emissaries clumped together in the center there. I'm sure that's a great idea, but sometimes you've got to place it where your build capacity is, and if that's where it is, you can't wait for them to go bumping into one another with SOCOM's famously difficult engine. Alas. New coverage comprehensive there for Team 1. More strats amassing for Deadbeat Dad. Team 1 well in the lead in total mass accrued now, as you would expect. I mean, look at the difference. 600-700 there, and a massive strike from the emissaries of Team 1 takes out Isekai-chan, takes his artillery out and then goes after the commander itself. Boom! And that will be game. Isekai-chan down and out. Engine recovers, game speed increases as all of those burgundy units goes pop, and in comes the Strat Bomber Rush to finish it off. from Deadbeat Dad. Fronty Noob down here lying, waiting for it. They get the bombs away. Boom! And that is game. What a turnaround, but depressing turnaround. All down to that initial mistake of underestimating those emissaries and keeping your comms exposed, even after you'd lost a portion of the base right there. Oh, aggravating. Still, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I certainly did. There's always more to come from me in the future. Don't forget, if you feel so inclined, you can support me on Patreon. Details on how to do that below this and each and every one of my videos. Thank you so much to all those who support me and have done in the past. Your help is greatly appreciated. And with that in mind, guys, don't forget the Facebook poll. I definitely want your input. The Facebook page should be listed in the description as well below my videos, so check that out. But until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.